Happy Tuesday, Stampers. This is Barbara Reed, the Wexford Stamper, with another Tuesday Facebook Live. Hope everyone is doing wonderfully today. I'm excited about my project today. This week we had, in fact, yesterday we had our Stamp of the Month class, and we did the birds and branches, which I love. And these were the two projects that I made for the card class. And I really wanted to share with you a 3D item. So that's what we're going to do today. So yesterday was my cards for Stamp of the Month. Today is going to be my 3D item. And today we're going to make this cute little box. It's a bird box because I can't think of a better name to call it. And hey, Lisa. And I'm going to show you how to make this one. Now we're going to be using some different papers, but it's going to look basically the same. So let me go ahead and show you in the catalog where the birds and branches are. And that would be on, I think I would know by now, but it's on 120. All right, 120. Yes, here we go. Here are the cute little images with this. There's some samples, and then there is also a set of dies called Birds and More dies that come with it. So let me go ahead and show you what those look like. I'm going to put that over there. Here is the set. Okay, you get 19 stamps with this set. It is a photopolymer set, so it's a nice clear stamp set so you can really see where your image is being stamped while you're making your cards or your projects. And then here is the die set that comes with it. And look at all the dies you get with this. Not only do you get all the dies you need to cut out your little images like your birds and your eggs and your nest, but you also get some great dies that create little windows in your cards. And that was one that we did yesterday. Here we created the window there for the card. That's another great die. It also has this edgelet die or the border die where you can cut a little piece out of your card and make a very decorative border. So it just has wonderful, wonderful dies, not just dies that are going to cut out your images, but also many more. Now I'll have to tell you, I haven't even tried these yet, but here's two little die cut birds that you can cut right out of colored paper. I'm going to have to make something with those. Those are awfully cute as well. There's actually even dies to cut out the little bird feet if you're really wanting to cut out tiny little things. So it's just beautiful. Wonderful set. 19 dies as well. So just a wonderful bundle. And if you buy them both together, you can save 10%. So it's a really great deal. All right, so let's get back to our project for today. Now for the project, I'm going to be using, if you look closely, you can see that I'm using that circle vine die cut for this one as well, just like I did in my card yesterday. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Now I am going to be using paper from the same paper pack. This is from the Forever Greenery. And let me grab my catalog and show you that. This is a great set that kind of coordinates with the birds. Now Forever Greenery is a suite which has more than one. Let me see, where are you? There you are, 108. But this has great images, great die cuts, and great paper to go along with the birds as well, with your bird projects. Beautiful greens, and here I use the one that looks like the fern leaves, and it just coordinates and makes your project look so beautiful and natural. So Forever Greenery is a great, at least get that paper because that's a great addition to your bird projects. So that's what I'm going to be using again today, but today I'm going to be using this piece. This is another of the designs from the Forever Greenery, and it has this on the back too, which is really pretty, but I'm going to go ahead and use this one on the front. And this piece is cut at 6 by 6. And then this is the bottom of the box. This is soft seafoam, and this is cut at 7 15/16 by 7 15/16. And I know I've showed you the shimming way how to make your boxes smaller, and I've had lots of stampers that were struggling with that. So I want to show you another way to make your box fit very snugly onto into your lid without being too tight. So what I did here, instead of having what it would be an 8 by 8 piece, I shaved off a 1/16 on both sides. And that's going to make it, I'm still going to use the same scoring and everything, but that's going to make it just a tad bit smaller so that it'll fit into the lid. So let me show you how this is going to work. All right, let's put the bottom away for now, and we're going to go ahead and start with the lid of our box. All right, 6 by 6, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to score at 1 inch on all four sides. Don't worry about getting down these dimensions. Just enjoy and watch. I will have everything on my blog as soon as possible. If you have any questions, you can always ask. If you're watching the live, I can answer them live, hopefully. And if you're watching the recording, you can still message me. All right, now here is our bottom piece. And this one, we're going to score at 2 inches all the way around. Okay, so instead of using the standard size box, I shaved off that 1/16 of an inch, and now you can have a more easy time doing your scoring that way. So I'm hoping that's going to be a better way for everyone, because everyone has a way that they like to make their boxes. So I wanted to give you another choice. All right, let's go ahead and score, and I'm already scored, crease all our score lines using my bone folder. This is a pretty simple box. I've used these before, but simple doesn't mean not beautiful. And let's do the same thing with our lid. Going all the way around on that 1 inch score line. Okay, now what we do with these are very similar, but we'll start with the bottom first. Okay, you should have your 4 squares on the outer corners. You're going to cut in on the first score line up to the first horizontal, and then you're going to cut away those little wedges. Okay, I even snip a little of this away to get a little bit more of the bulk away. Then I turn it and do the same thing again. I'm turning, let's see, let me turn it again so I know what I'm doing. I'm turning clockwise, nope, I'm turning counterclockwise while I'm cutting the tabs. Okay, and then one more turn counterclockwise. And wedge my tab, cut a little bit off, and there we go. Okay, so there is my box bottom to start. All right, let me go ahead and get my Tombow. So you remember that this is scored so that the top, the center of the top is going to be 4 inches by 4 inches. So the reason we cut this a little smaller is to make the box bottom not 4 inches by 4 inches, because then it wouldn't be able to fit in well. But by taking that 1/16 of an inch off, it'll fit snugly, but not too tight that it's gonna make the paper bow a little bit. So you guys know the drill with this one. I put a little bit of Tombow on each of my tabs. I fold the tab behind and I match up the panel and the the score line right there. Okay, there's the panel. There's my score line on my tab. Goes together very quickly. Okay. And that Tombow gives you a little wiggle room so you can get the box put together and the tabs just where you like them. So there we go. There is my soft seafoam box bottom. All right, the next one is our lid, and we're going to really do the same thing again. Okay, we're going to go ahead and where we scored and made those 4 little squares, which can be a little challenging to see when it's a very busy pattern. You want to cut up that first horizontal and then make that a little tab by doing a little bit of wedging. Same thing again. Okay, I really don't shorten that tab because these are pretty tiny already. All right, and they're not going to make a lot of bulk because it is the designer series paper and it's not quite as thick as the cardstock. Okay, and one more. See if I can find you in there. There you are. All right, same thing as we did with our bottom. Hello, everyone. Comment so I can see who you are. I can't see from here. I see Lisa's on with me. Who else is joining me for my noon time here on Tuesday? There's 8 of you out there. Welcome if you're new. Thank you if you're returning. Some of you have seen a lot of me this week. All right, so I'm doing the exact same thing, folding down my tab, folding it behind the panel, and lining up the score line and the edge of the panel. Last one. And there we have our lid. And drum roll, please. Oops, got a little bit excited and that wasn't quite dry. Let's try that drum roll again. Hi, Joanne. Oh, well, we're glad you made it anyway. Hi, Barbara. All right, so now there goes our lid. And see how nicely that comes on? And if you look here, the box is not bowing because the lid's too tight. It's just perfect. So that little trick is one I'm going to use more often because I think my stampers will like that one a little more. All right, so let's go ahead, bring in our sample here, and we'll go ahead and start on our embellishments for the front. Remember I talked about how I took that one die. This I think might be my favorite die in the whole set. No, I don't know, it's hard. And I just put that on a piece of soft sea foam, and let me, let's see. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make that kind of the focal point on my box. All right, so let's move this away. And before we put the focal point on the box, let's go ahead and add our extra items on here. We need a bird, we need a nest, and we need these 2 little cute flowers. And all these are stamps from this set. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp those right here. First, we're going to start, I'll move this. Okay, first we're going to go ahead and start with the early espresso. That's what I used for my bird and for my nest. So I'll go ahead and stamp this on just a piece of Whisper White. And then I'm going to take my bird. I picked the bird that has the tail up. There's 2 different bird images you can choose. There's my bird. All right, now we're going to go ahead and stamp my little flowers. And for that, we're going to use Mango Melody. Oh, I love this color. It's an orangey yellow, and it's so bright and pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp 2 of those little flowers. Okay, so that's the stamping that I need to do, except for my banner. And I'm going to jump in and stamp the banner right away too, and then that will eliminate all my stamping. Now the bird and branches set does not have a sentiment in it, so I'm using one from the sunflower set. Okay, we've been using this one a lot, the Thanks a Bunch. Okay, and I want to bring back my early espresso. Oh, never too much. You're too kind. You might want to talk to my husband about that, but you know, sometimes he thinks a little too much Barb and Dory. I know the birds are really gorgeous. We just put up a new bird feeder and we planted a new tree, and they're just everywhere. We love it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp my Thanks a Bunch on my 3/4 strip. There it is. All right, stamping is completed. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and run these pieces here, my 2 flowers, my bird, which I forgot one thing. I'm going to grab my blend and I'm going to color in his belly. All right, let me find which ones I have here. Here's the Mango Melody is the one I want to use. And I'm going to go ahead and color in his belly just a little bit. So he kind of matches his flowers today. All right, so now I'm going to take this and we're going to go ahead and use the dies and run this through the die cut machine. And with the magic of television and a little bit of prep, we have our pieces here. And there's my nest, there's my bird, and here's my 2 flowers. And I have some eggs left over from yesterday. We're not going to put those in today. And let me grab my Mango Melody. It looks like he lost his belly color on the transition there, and I think I used the wrong color. I used the, there, that's better. I sometimes pick up my Daffodil Delight instead. So there's my little bird. All right, so now we're ready to start putting things onto our focal point here. I'm going to bring back in this, and I'm going to take a little bit of glue. I'm actually going to put the glue here on the little vine and just set this along the edge over here on the side. I'm just looking here and mimicking exactly what I did up here on my box. All right. Then what I did is I took my flowers and I put those, I like to bend them a little bit with my fingers just to make them a little more three-dimensional, bringing up the petals and pushing down on the center. And then I'm going to grab my glue dots and I'm going to put each of these little flowers right on a glue dot, pick it up with my pick tool and just set it right on top of my little focal point, right near one of the little vines, so it looks like it's attached to one of the vines. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to put it right there. All right, so there we go. And now what I'm going to do is go ahead and put it on here because my little bird is actually connected to the box. All right, so let's go ahead and turn it over, and I'm going to put 4 dimensionals on the back before we put it onto the box lid. All right, so let's go ahead and put our little dimensionals onto the corners there. And I'm going to take those off, and then I'm going to try to carefully center it on the lid of my box. So let's see how I do today. Okay. I'm going to bring it in. I love these colors together. Really, really pretty. Okay. And there I go. Pretty good. Okay. So there is my top piece on. Now we're going to add our bird. Going to grab another dimensional. And then I'm going to put old Mama Bird right there on her nest. Okay, so there we go. We did our stamping, our thanks a bunch, and that is in the early espresso. And now I'm going to go ahead and get my favorite punch, my tailored label punch. And I'm going to go ahead and put my little banner into the end of my strip. This is a 3/4 inch strip. And now I'm going to just adhere that right to my frame here. No need to use any dimensionals. You can just put it right along the top edge and it'll hold it just perfectly. So it's going to be almost up at the top, but not quite. There we go. There's your thanks a bunch. Love that. All right, last thing. This is another great ribbon to have if you use the Forever Greenery or the Birds and Branches a lot. This is the, give it to me in English here. Let's see, braided linen trim. Okay, very pretty. And I like how you can kind of unravel it a little bit at the ends to make it a little more natural. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make a bow. Now, if you make the bow directly from the roll of ribbon, you save a little bit on your ribbon instead of just pulling a piece off and randomly cutting. This helps you save your ribbon for all your projects, because you know how much I love my ribbon. So I just make sure that I use just enough. Okay, so there is my ribbon and my bow. I like a big bow with this beautiful linen thread. And now I'm going to take my, so by keeping it on the roll, that was the only piece that I really throw away. And that's a lot better than sometimes if I just randomly snap a piece off. You can really waste a lot of ribbon. So I've learned to do that because I just love having ribbon around. All right, last thing, I'm going to bring my glue dots in one more time. I'm going to put that ribbon right down on the glue dot, right where the knot of the bow, pick it up with my pick tool, and then I'm going to place it right here on the edge of the nest. And there you have it. What do you think, ladies? I think it's pretty cute. I love it. Which one do you like better? This one has like the ferns in the background, and this one has more of a palm. I'm not sure. I don't know my plants very well, but I love them both. I like this one because it sets it off with the lighter soft sea foam color, but I like them both. So that is our project for today. Remember that I will have all the dimensions and the video tutorial on my blog as soon as I can. And I thank you so much for watching. I have a great group of girls that are always very loyal, and I appreciate that. So take care. And I know Dory has one tomorrow if you're interested in a Facebook Live. I will have another one Thursday, same time. So I hope you get some crafting in and have a great day. Take care.